And hey to everyone today. I hope you guys are liking this new mix or this new lo-fi that I got going on. It is brand new. I built it probably about 2 hours ago. I was like, kind of want to make some more lo-fi music that can go in the background, especially with everything that's going on in the world today. A little bit of new ain't that bad. Good morning, happy Friday. Welcome to You, Me, and Mr. Coffee. I'm your host. The coffee is hot. I got it right here. Let's see. Ooh, don't spill it. Don't spill it. I got white on. Oh, no. We got coffee. Ooh, get that nice sip. Man. Gotta like a good cup of Joe in the morning. So the coffee is hot, and today we are loaded with info. We got USA plays the World Cup for the first time today at 6 p.m. That's amazing. FIFA. We got a couple of things also going on the FIFA field, so we're going to be talking about that for a little bit in the day. Knicks made the most insane comeback in NBA final history this week, and we're going to get into that too. We also got Spielberg. He's back in theaters right now. Nintendo just dropped a direct that literally we feel like broke the internet. So we're going to talk about that too. NASA named the crew going to the moon. That's huge. And Waymo wants to be your Uber for only $30 a month. It's a big Friday, so let's build it block by block and head in and get some news. Before we get into everything, and especially getting into some of the greatest things that are happening starting today, I want to be able to give you a little quote myself. Let me know if you guys like this, being the first thing that we jump right into. So the quote of the day. The secret of getting ahead is getting started. That's from Mark Twain. That's our quote of the day. It's World Cup Day. It's NBA Finals weekend. The Knicks are one win from championship. They haven't seen since 1973. Getting started is everything, and this morning, we're going to start right now. USA versus Paraguay. That's today, like I said, at 6 p.m. I believe that's 6 p.m. my time, 9 p.m. Eastern. Let me go double check that real quick. I believe Google makes sure that it tells you the time of your area. Yeah, so it'll be 6 p.m. my time here in California. So if you're on the East Coast, that'll be at 9 p.m. tonight. Will be USA against Paraguay here in the United States, which is great and fantastic. I caught highlights, I won't lie, because we already had Mexico, South Korea get their wins over Chechnya and South Africa. Mexico and South Africa were brawling the entire time. That was insane to see. South Africa just was like, I'm going for broke. I'm going to just run into players out of randomness. That was mind-blowing. Now again, I only saw the highlights, but I'm sure that there was moments where there was a little bit of peace going on, but it didn't help that also I believe at the end there, right before the end there, Mexico also got their licks in with one trip up. It was pretty nasty. And then we're like sitting there like, what do you mean? What do you mean? And it was blatant what had happened. So that was that. But then you had South Korea against Chechnya. I have that right, correct? It was Chechnya. I think that was right. Did I get those mixed up? No, I didn't, right? Yeah. Cuz that was an intense round. That was going to be intense. Yeah, it was South Africa. Okay. Um, I've got a lot of stuff on my mind of everything that we've kind of like pulled together in the show today, and I'm like, wait, am I sure? I do know that they both won, Mexico and South Korea. Like that happened, but it's insane. Now South Korea was a little bit more tamer. It was I think they won 2-1, and that was intense in their own right. Not sure how well South Korea is going to be holding up in their next match, but we'll see. We'll have to see how everybody else does. I mean, the next 6 weeks is pretty much jam-packed with FIFA almost every single day. And you know as well as I do, when FIFA comes around, the world kind of like goes on a pause. It's like the most watched sport in the world anyway. So I know I'm going to be watching. I told you guys the teams that I'm going to be rooting for is USA, Mexico, Ecuador, and Japan. So today is going to be USA. And then tomorrow, so today is USA, Paraguay, and then earlier in the day at 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. On the East Coast is Qatar and Switzerland. That's also going to be a really good one. We wish them all the best of luck. You know, FIFA this year has been an exciting FIFA with everybody pretty much, you know, it's already starting off good, especially with Mexico and South Africa. That was like a brawlers match the entire time. And you know, sometimes we like to see it, but I don't know. I was feeling it for Mexico the entire time that I was watching the highlights. I was like, come on, guys, we can do better than that. But there was also a lot of like big red eyebrow. I do know. I was like, I want to check to see real quick. I think, yeah, like, South Africa got like 2 red cards and Mexico got 1 red card. They were not holding back for sure. So we'll see how it goes. USA and Paraguay this afternoon, and then we'll get into the rest of the week. I know Brazil and Morocco are tomorrow, and Haiti and Scotland as well. Scotland, I definitely want to see how far they've come. Haiti, with, you know, a lot of controversy that's surrounding that was also in the news not too long ago, but I think like a few months ago. Brazil is going to be a really great matchup against Morocco. I think those two are going to really be the next brawler match to see, so definitely keep your eyes open for that. 3 p.m. tomorrow, 3 or 6 p.m. depending on where you're at. Or if you're in the other parts of the world, you can you definitely catch it. You'll have to like do the math for me, because I would have to sit here and just give you the whole 24-hour clock. But hopefully you guys can get to watch it. FIFA is one of my favorite ones to grab up and get through, and we're gonna be doing that every You, Me, and Mr. Coffee. We're gonna kind of do a recap of what's going on with that as well. But host cities are frustrated with FIFA's cost structure currently. Just to get on the other side of things, The Athletic broke a major investigation this week. FIFA is pushing billions in cost onto the 11 U.S. host cities, and those cities are not happy about it. These are real frustrations behind the scenes about who's footing the bill for the world's biggest sporting event. And FIFA made $7 billion off the last World Cup. The host cities pay for the infrastructure, the security, the stadiums, and then FIFA takes the money and leaves. That's the business model, and the cities are finally starting to push back. And those are like quotes that are coming out from the media and all the media and traditional media sources that are out there. So to me, I'm more on the sports end. Like, this is like the Olympics, but in of football. Like, we have multiple different countries competing. They're there for your benefit. I don't think that it needs to be skyrocketing, that's for sure, but at least give them what they're due. Those people are putting out a pretty good show, and they don't have to, but they are. All right, let's go ahead and talk about the Knicks making the largest comeback in NBA Finals history in Game 4 last Wednesday. The Spurs led 29 points in the second half. Knicks erased it with a final score of 107-106. Why are we cutting it so close, folks? Is this how it's going to be? Final Four? Not Final Four. Game 4? Game 4 showing us that the finals are just going to be one point away from, blood, sweat, and tears. With New York now up 3-1, they have a chance to win for the first time since 1973, and a lot of people are rooting. We're definitely rooting. I know I do have a couple of friends that are rooting for the Spurs to make their comeback in the next couple of rounds. They just kept on saying, like, they're just trying to make it dramatic so everybody sits through all 7 games. But thanks AT&T for letting me know that my phone is on the way. But yeah, like, here we are. We're going into Game 5. Is the Spurs going to just kind of put the brakes on it? Were they coasting all the way up to this point to make the Knicks work hard, and they're just gonna blow them out? I couldn't say that because it's like 107, 106. I'm looking at them. They're tired by the end, so it'll be interesting to see how this ends up and turns out. And the media is always talking about I'm gonna butcher his name, Wembanyama's costly takeover has been the biggest thing on media right now. The play everyone is talking about in Game 2, Wembanyama turned it over in the final seconds of the game tied, and the Knicks won by the 1. He's been brilliant strategist, but the close game execution has cost the Spurs dearly. At 22, this finals is becoming his defining test, and a lot of the media has got a lot of other blurbage here. I'm gonna go ahead and just like go look it up on Google. The whole media is like buzzing about him and what he's bringing to the table, but how the Spurs are just not capitalizing at when it matters the most, when the buzzer hits and the game is done. So are the Spurs done? Will the Spurs make a huge comeback and just wipe out the rest of the games? Well, we're gonna have to stick around and see. Game 5 is tonight, so make sure not only are you watching the U.S. playing, in the matchup against Paraguay, we got also Game 5. I remember back in the day when I would go out to my Uncle Jim's house with my dad, and we would have this one TV that would have all these different, like, little, when we had the cable, and you could put multiple different shows up on one screen. I think it's going to end up being like that with FIFA and with the games, especially if the Knicks don't pull out a good win right tonight. We're going to be seeing more of basketball flooding in with our FIFA, so that'll be an interesting kind of work over. The Knicks can close out the series tonight if they really work hard at it, and we're rooting for them. If New York wins Game 5, it's over. 53 years of waiting ends, and Madison Square Garden will be the loudest building on the planet. Hands down, they will be the loudest crowd in the world. And we're hoping the best for them. But if you are going to go to that game and they do win, please be safe. All right. And if you're there, don't be stupid. Don't go crashing up the city. That's not a good way to, celebrate. You don't need to go that wild and crazy over it. It's good to celebrate and everything like that and show great homage to your team, especially after 53 years of, trying to get to the triumph of this moment. Be cool-headed. Drink responsibly. And remember, there's kids around. So I want to take a real quick second before we get into this next section. We have the Cyber Addict Studio website. It's up now. I'm going to go ahead and put the site in our chat. And then take a look at chat real quick and say hello. How Jane, the best grandma, how are you doing? Yeah. Weak a spider, be right back. Oh, you had to kill a spider? That's wild. All right, here we go. Here is the website. We'll go ahead and pin that. Go ahead and make yourself a membership there. This weekend, we're going to be dropping a whole new patch of the website where we should have a lot more things opened up. I've worked with the code and I'm finalizing the code and everything, and I'm almost ready to publish. It's probably going to be either tonight, tomorrow, or Sunday leading into Monday that you're going to be having a fresh new site with new content, especially being able to watch you, me, and Mr. Coffee, this show here on the site itself. So that's going to be awesome. So let's hope we can get there. I have a great feeling that we're going to be getting there. Also, the things that have been going on during the week with Cyber Addict Studio, we've gotten back in development with the Outer Exodus project, and also with you, me, and Mr. Coffee, as well as Gaming with XO or X_O. That the visuals of the show are changing. We're morphing. We're getting better. We're trying to move things along. I do want to try out something while we're live on stream. I want to get your guys' opinion. Let me know what you think. I have to do something real quick though. I have to go and click something. And click this and double click just to kind of double check things. No, that's not correct. It didn't fix what I had to fix. Okay, well, we won't do that. Never mind. It didn't fix what I wanted it to fix, which was the card that's above us, right? I think it's above me. That card that's above me. Right now in the new build with new visuals, that card is actually sitting over the screen a little bit. So I kind of want that bumped up a little bit, but it's going to kind of expand our view here and allow us to kind of have a better visual. Than what we're experiencing now, because I feel like this dark screen and these tiny cards are just not enough, especially if you're on mobile. I don't think this is really fitting well for a mobile device. So I kind of want to also work that this weekend as well. We'll have better visual. We should have better visuals. Oh, got something in my better visuals come Monday. So keep your eyes out. Tomorrow we are going to have Gaming with XO. So if you're into video games and you're wanting to be entertained by something, we're playing a new Astroneer game called oh no, how dare I forget the title when I'm live. The title is Star Seeker. I don't know why I was wanting to say Screaker. I need more coffee. That's why. That is why I need to have another sip of my cup of coffee. I'm also a little frustrated that my breakfast came late and I haven't been able to eat it yet. I was able to get myself a breakfast burrito. Really great one. One of my favorite ones from this nice breakfast burrito place that's not too far away from here in Hollywood. And it smells so amazing too in here. It smells so great. I'm so hungry. I think I might sneak a bit of a bite in our intermission a little bit later in the show. We'll see. But we'll do some visual changes this weekend, and they call him the streak. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about in the next part of the segment. We're gonna the Planet Parade is tonight. Totally forgot I put this in here. Venus, Jupiter, and Mercury. After sunset here in the U.S., it's Venus, Jupiter, and Mercury align in the western sky along with the moon. A rare four-object alignment, and you need no telescope to see it. And you just need to make sure it's not cloudy and be in a dark place, and you'll be able to just look west. And and that's fitting, right? You got the World Cup, you got NBA Finals, and just the best stellar show all at once, all in one day. That's kind of cool, man. I'm definitely gonna go out into a park and see if I can see it. It's gonna be kind of hard because I'm in LA. Let's try to look over buildings. All right, we're gonna talk about some movies, some games, all things pretty much entertainment in this next segment. Spielberg opens today with Disclosure Day. I've been actually looking forward to this. I have put some money aside to go and actually watch it, so I will be able to tell you how I like this movie. Disclosure. I've seen a couple movies like this, and one of them that didn't really get a lot of exposure was The Fourth Kind. So Disclosure Day, I kind of just I want to see where they took this one, and since it's gotten a lot of publicity and made it to the theaters, I'm really excited to see this. Emily Blunt leads at a major ensemble of casts. The premise: what happens when humanity learns they're not alone? It is an IMAX 7mm. Spielberg invented the summer blockbuster with Jaws in 1975, and now he's proving he can still keep going with great hits along these years. And now with Disclosure Day, we're going to see where he takes this masterpiece. A lot of the trailers that I've seen have been pretty fantastic. Like, I'm excited. I'm really drawn in by the story already. I kind of want to see if it's is it like The Fourth Kind? The what was the one with the it's not the Visitors. What was the one that where the pill-shaped thing came out of the sky? They go in. It's all like a cloudy screen. That movie, is it going to be kind of like that, or is it going to be the Close Encounters of the Third Kind, like back in the day? It'll be kind of interesting to see what that goes. I will watch it. I will come back here. If you're going to be watching it, come back to the show on Monday so that we can be able to talk about it together. I definitely would like to see more than just Jane the grandma or the awesome grandma talking in chat. I need to actually pop out your chat, by the way, and put that over her. Gotta do a little window finagling. Bear with me. Yeah, Close Encounters. I kind of want a mix of like the Close Encounters and the Fourth Kind, because the Fourth Kind was freaky. It was a good thriller, and it is set out to be a thriller. So we'll see with how that kind of turns out, or is it gonna flop? We won't know until we find out on Monday how that does, especially on how, what it shows on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes, what was the total sell during the weekend. It's going to be kind of awesome. So I think I'll get my tickets today. I will buy the tickets today and use my AMC. Yeah, I want to use my AMC for it. And get in there for it. I do like these kind of, especially the space sci-fis. I really do like how they've been kind of increasingly doing thrillers in that genre lately. It's really hard to do, especially because you don't want to turn people off on the idea of going into space. So having a good balance between them. I know other ones that had came out just recently was you had one that was with Jake Gyllenhaal, and then you had another one with Adam Sandler, and I'm not sure if they're, yeah, I do believe that they are different movies, but they were both kind of thrillers. I don't know what the one with Adam Sandler was, because that seemed like it was with a spider and they befriended each other. Kind of peculiar, interesting, doing science in space and it going wrong or going good. It'll be good to kind of follow up with those. Let me know what you guys think about that, especially down in the comments below. We got another movie that's going to be coming out next week that's going to be a huge hit. Of course, for every family out there, Toy Story 5 is going to be coming out June 19th. It's 1 week away. Pixar drops it with Taylor Swift's original song, I Knew It, I Knew You, and her soundtrack, her soundtrack. A 2020 special on the 30-year history of Toy Story airs this week to build up the hype. This is going to be one of the biggest Pixar openings ever. Because if we remember Toy Story 4, we thought that was it. And then they come out with now Toy Story 5, where Buzz and Woody are together again. We thought it was over. We thought it was, they packed up, they were done. They were packed, off with a new kid, and it was an exchange of things, new adventures. So it's going to be exciting to see where this story has led to and where it's going to lead us in the future. Is it going to be more Toy Stories? Are we going to continue the saga? We'll have to find out. And definitely next week. So if you have kids and you're watching this and you're interested and you want to know more about it, definitely hit up the YouTube and see what the trailers are showing. We also have the Summer Game Fest on Steam for all our gaming friends out there. I don't think... I think it's got one more day. I think it's today's the last day. I'm gonna double check real quick. Check the store. Did it wrap today? Oh, it did. It did already wrap. Now it's Steam Bullet Fest. Steam's on Bullet Fest. If you're into video games, we have moved from the Summer Fest. Now we're in the Bullet Fest. Kind of rolled right in and out of that pretty quickly. I didn't expect it to actually shift by that fast. There was a lot of great deals during the Summerfest, so I hope if you play video games, you were able to find the one that was best for you. With new hot releases from PlayStation, Xbox, PC, and Nintendo, Game Informer called it Game's busiest week, and they weren't wrong. Summerfest is what E3 used to be before E3 collapsed, and now every major platform dropped something this week. If you're a gamer and you missed it, go find out and round up. Another thing with video games is Nintendo Direct with Kingdom Hearts 4 and Zelda Ocarina. I always say it wrong. Ocarina of Time remake. I mean, that's a lot to be talking about. Especially for me, growing up with Zelda, and that was the game on Nintendo between me and my brothers. And then the 64 came out, and we got to play Ocarina of Time. Then that consumed. I had a neighbor that had a 64. We didn't have a 64, and so I would go over to his house and be lost for hours in that game with my friend, just taking turns. I'm trying to see if we can get beat the rupee count, and get all the best gear super fast. It was fun. I mean, you could ride a horse. What game wouldn't you want to ride a horse on? So with Kingdom Hearts 4 got a full reveal. That was amazing. But I think really what took it was the Legends of Zelda. I see. I even started to say it wrong. Ocarina of Time remake for Switch 2, by the way. It being confirmed, it had the attention of everybody, and there's a lot of people who are excited for this. I know anybody of nostalgia are going to want to see a remake of it, and not just be a one of those blocky remakes. I'm talking about it's coming out as a full remake. They're recoding it all. They are remodeling all the characters and bringing all the characters to a current state. I'm excited. Tell me what your favorite character in that storyline. Let me know that down below in the comments. PlayStation had 16 games announced for PS5 this week on the Summer Game Fest. So with that, they took the leading spot for the most games on a specific platform. And we'll see how that holds up for the next couple of weeks. A lot of kind of filler games. As I was looking, there wasn't anything that was really piquing my interest of playing, except for the big kicks of things, especially with all the sports stuff too. So find what you would like in that. But I'm not really big with PlayStation. I've always been like a Microsoft Xbox guy, so. Scary Movie also crossed 1 billion. We were talking about how we were going to pay attention this week and see if it was actually going to pass over the 1 billion, and it did. And they last weekend they was able to pass through it all, and they're still celebrating. Scary Movie's $55 million opening and then an entire series passed with 1 billion global in the box office. Even for a rated R comedy, it is amazing, hilarious. I caught some snippets from what I saw online, and the jokes just are hitting all the right places. Everybody is walking away satisfied. You know, way to go. Way to bring back something after a long break and really hit it hard. So kudos to the Scary Movie team. There was a couple of other things that I wanted to talk about that I don't have in my notes here, especially because I'm also, not only that, I'm burning through these topics super fast. I guess I'm like really hungry. My body's like, dude, get this show over because you are hungry. But there's a couple of things that I wanted to talk about that's also in the industry currently. We've got, not only do we have like a couple of good movies that have just dropped and are going to be dropping throughout the rest of the month and into July, but it does look like 2026 is going to be the year of entertainment for a lot of people. Not only is it going to be an interactive media frenzy with new games being released, especially the game that we've been following for a long time, Star Citizen, is still set. They've not spoken out recently about it, but they've said that Squadron 42 is supposed to be coming out this year. In what capacity? A lot of people are up in the air about that. They're saying that if it comes out as an early access game, they're going to drop the platform. They're going to drop the company entirely. So it'll be interesting to see how that turns out later this year. That's a huge thing with Nintendo coming out with a remake. Entertainment's really starting to take a big jump at everybody, especially with how the world is currently been feeding some negativity out there. I believe that the entertainment industry is trying to pick up the slack and keep everybody's hopes lifted. So it's really good to see a lot of new titles, a lot of old titles being renewed, and I hope you guys are enjoying as much of your own entertainment as possible. I'd like to know what you're entertained by. Are you a soap opera kind of person, or are you into space and the sciences? Are you somebody who likes watching international shows? I'd like to know that. So make sure that you do get into the comments down below. Definitely say something at least throughout the week. You, Me, and Mr. Coffee is going to be here. This episode is going to be here the whole entire weekend. So you can always come back, and something hit your head, you can come back to the live show here, pause it, and go down into the comments, or mute it. At least let me have a full playthrough. But and put down in the comments something that's on your mind. I'll definitely look at it, and I'll take what you say in those comments and kind of help try to build the next show with it as well. So one of those would be, what's entertaining you these days? Is it anything that is on the TV? Is it on the PC? Or hey, maybe it's you going out there inside of a movie theater, or even further on, going out and playing some actual football out in a soccer field with your family. I'd like to know what makes you guys happy, what makes you guys entertained, and how are you spending your summer? True ghost shows and real crime shows. I'm down for that too. A lot of people don't know this, but I actually am a huge fan of paranormal shows. I like watching, I'll do a couple of shout outs. We've got Casper Sight. He's a guy from the UK. Hilarious. Brings the light, like, funny side of watching kind of scary, spooky shows. You got the Paranormal Nightmare TV. That's a couple of Ohio gentlemen that go around blessing homes and trying to get evidence of the paranormal. And it's really cool to see all of those people kind of exploring that side of things. I've always had an interest in ghosts and activities throughout my entire life, whether it's been my own experiences or others and talking around the campfire. So it is pretty cool. I do like watching those, and I also like real crime. I think if I showed you guys my, this is kind of slightly embarrassing, but if I showed you guys my YouTube, it'll have like the typical like mashup of everything at the top, but if you go a little bit down the way, there's a complete row that shows nothing but ghosts and paranormal, and another row that shows true crime, whether it be like murders or, you know, people like running the stop sign and having the most hilarious conversation. It's a fun time for sure. But yeah, like that. What kind of stuff entertains you as well? I'm gonna have to grab another swig of my coffee before we get into this next topic, because you know me, I love to talk about space. I truly do. Space is definitely one of my, like, if I could travel to anywhere, it wouldn't be somewhere on this earth. It would be literally out into the void of space. I've been that way my entire life. Space has always been a fascination to me. Not just like being a space captain and being out there and, you know, the searching of the void, like in Star Trek or something. It's been more about like the foundation of space, and I almost want to do a live broadcast where we kind of put the sciences together as a community. Let me know if you're interested in something like that, because I've been dabbling a little bit in astrophysics and you know, thermodynamics and you know, how does an atmosphere react with space and vacuum, and on a scale that's more than just our own solar system, how does the heliosphere work? I can go on for days, nerd out for days on end, but it's really good to kind of like take my brain away from all that I'm doing here with you guys, all that I'm doing to try to excel ourselves into the industry, as well as bringing our IP. I like to go off on the beaten path and follow space and space industry, because it's currently going amazing, especially with NASA that just named the crew that's going to the moon. Like, we're there now, and not just going to the moon 15 years from now, 40 years from now. No. Next year. So yeah, Tuesday, NASA officially named the 4-person crew for Artemis 3. Commander Randy Bresnik leads the team alongside ESA astronaut Luca Parmitano. Sorry if I butchered your name. Apologize. And 2 NASA mission specialists. And I forgot to type their name. My bad. Let me... So it's Bresnik, Parmitano, Andre Douglas, and Frank Rubio. So that'll be our 4-person team that's going to be going to the moon, but they will not be landing on the moon. I just want to put that out there. But we're going back up to the moon, and I believe this one is about. Hold on, they're trying to find a landing spot. So the last one with Artemis 2, that let's do a recap. Artemis 1 went out autonomously. It didn't have anybody on board. That was just to see if that method of vehicle could make it in that direction. Artemis 2 was putting people around the moon, and it had people go farther than we ever have gone before as a human species, and broke a ton of records, and had done a Hohmann transfer, all sorts of stuff that we have never done, and also on a commercial setup. Not entirely commercial. It was all NASA, all build, but there was a commercial setup as far as like certain gears and equipment that had gone in there. So it was a huge thing. Not to mention a new toilet setup. So, you know, ain't gonna be pooing in any bags. So, and they, our last person that went up there, she basically became a space janitor and was able to be the space plumber, is what they were calling her. So that was hilarious. But Artemis 3 is about getting up there and finding the rendezvous points and making sure that those are solid, and getting pictures of those sites and completing that mission in entirety. And we're doing it as fast as we can because, well, it's a new space race. We have other agencies that are capable of doing it. And I kind of want to put some things to rest. Yeah, timing is everything. And yes, has other countries made it a motivation to kind of go faster? Absolutely. It is a driving force to kind of accelerate ourselves into the future. But it's only that way because all of those agencies, just like us, have finally broke some walls and are able to do what we're capable of doing now, and safely. And that's really intense. And SpaceX is trying to do immense things on their own, as well as Blue Origin. And it's going to be exciting to see how everything kind of, musters up. What I'm truly excited about is that Randy Bresnik is a retired U.S. Marine colonel, and so of course that Marine Corps side of me is hoorah, brother, going up and doing big things. Keep it going, make sure you hit it, keep the plan alive of being Marines in space. So it's a real joy to watch this with the Artemis program. And yeah, I'm really excited to see, how this mission will carry forward. So I think I beat that to a pulp. And I don't want to go out of my notes too much because I only meant to go and see who else was there. We also talked about the Artemis 3 crew going to be wearing Prada. Prada has jumped in there to help out with the intercooling layer for the Artemis mission, and that was unveiled last Sunday. Axiom Space partnered with the Italian fashion house to engineer a liquid cooling and ventilation garment that helps astronauts live during moonwalks, where temperatures can swing 500 degrees in any direction depending on light and darkness. The astronauts are going to the moon next year and will be wearing Prada. That's pretty cool. I think that's amazing that now, with the opening of commercial industry into space and space activity, why not be Prada? Or can we say like Versace? Can we get Versace going? Let's see one day that somebody is taking a Gucci backpack to the moon. I think that would be hilarious. I don't know. You guys tell me. Very posh. Very posh. Oh yeah, a paranormal group called SIPS. That's What's SIPS stand for? Also, if you guys are watching for the first time, oh, Sisters Investigating Paranormal Stuff. That's a good title. That's a really good title. I hope they have a ton of fun doing ghost hunts. If you're also just tuning in for the first time and you just joined us, there's a couple of things that I'd like for you to do. Go ahead and hit that like button. It's really nice. It's just sitting there collecting dust. Why don't you brush it off? Click it a few times. Make sure that it stays blue. Also hit that subscribe. That would be awesome as well. It goes a long way. And if you're watching this later, anytime you get some dead air, just hit the forward button by 10 seconds. I'm sure you'll be fine. I am hungry. I can't stop having this burrito on my mind, especially whenever I get like a whiff of it, the smell of it. I might have to take like a few bites here in a little bit. But yeah. So we was talking about Prada, but the final thing for the space, for our space talk, is it's exciting. Like I said, looking towards the stars and kind of like being amazed of galaxies and star nebulas and how that all forms and how that's in scale is just can't really fathom. Well, good luck. Have a good day. Thanks for joining us. But yeah, like looking out in the stars and seeing like just immense beauty in the art of just how our universe is put together. And that's kind of came across just not too recently. Astronaut photographed snake-like auroras from orbit. NASA astronaut Jessica Meir captured stunning photos of the aurora borealis from inside a SpaceX Dragon spacecraft, described as a snake-like aurora wrapping around the Earth. The images were breathtaking, and an astronaut that can take videos of the Northern Lights in space in a SpaceX Dragon while they're in orbit. I mean, these things are signs that tells you this is the best thing to keep your eyes out for. And I know a few people that would love to see the Northern Lights one day. I kind of caught a glimpse of them when I was really little. I don't remember it much. And I myself am envious of anybody who gets that opportunity. But I want to take a trip to Juneau, not just to see the orcas, but to also see the Northern Lights as well. I hope to be able to see those as well one day. We're going to move into this Waymo thing. So yeah, Waymo just launched a $29.99 a month robo-taxi subscription. Google's self-driving car company, Waymo, launched a premiere for their tier this month. Available in San Francisco, Los Angeles, and Phoenix. No driver, no tipping, just a car that shows up and drives itself. Minneapolis is already preparing city ordinances ahead of Waymo's launch there. And then, think about this. $30 a month for an unlimited taxi, robo-taxi ride in your city. No surcharge, no no awkward moments with other drivers, no no driver period, but like you can be as free as you want inside the car. How do you guys feel about that? Does it feel comfortable knowing that you don't have any human person in control of the car? Now, there has been accidents with remote operating cars. There has been a lot of that, but it's not as frequent as the daily human error. Especially out on the freeway, when it's more safer for those vehicles to be around than it is the human driver who gets angry because the vehicle is actually doing the right thing and they're not. Or are they doing the right thing and the robot's not? I think for me, it's a hot take because it's like, I'd rather have somebody behind the wheel, even if it's driving autonomously. I'd rather have somebody being able to grab the wheel and stop a jerk from hitting the vehicle and ruining somebody's day. Because not every time can that computer catch it, and not every time can a human catch it. But at least having that element of, that element sitting there of protection and it being a human person, that liability is where I see it. But I don't know. I've looked at where, they've compelling arguments back and forth, especially here in Los Angeles, where a lot of people are going like, man, Lyft and Uber was great, but the drivers that are coming around are garbage. I'll even put it this way. I'm not trying to totally rat somebody out, and I won't say which app I used, but I got an app. I used the app today to get my food, and the person was 20 minutes late to pick up the food, then hesitated to bring the food to me to try to build up a narrative that he was high off his gourd and probably passed out in his car for 20 minutes when he accepted to go get my food. Now, granted, it's early in the morning. This stuff happens. I would have been cool if he was sitting there going, hey man, sorry about everything. I passed out, or been honest. But nope, he wanted to spin a narrative that he is at no fault. It was the people who prepared my food. It's like, boss, they have to hit a button every time they prepare the food, and whenever they say it's ready, it's ready. Get real. The same kind of thing is happening all across with other apps that are out there that are having crappy drivers. I know that in the span of 3 years that I've been here in LA and having to use Lyft, I've been fortunate and lucky in the past couple of months not having any issue, but I've had plenty of drivers that I was really worried that they even had a driver's license in the first place. So, as well as some that were complaining about how much they're getting in a tip and hoping that they can just have me cancel the ride and then just pay them up front. So, is Waymo a more viable product than having some person do that? It's not going to stop and say, hey, can you cancel the ride and pay me up front? It's not also going to sit there and have to just be responsible for an accident either. It's a lot to kind of go off of, and I don't know how we can go about doing it. But is Waymo the only one doing it? No. Tesla is also doing their robo-taxi, and it's live in Austin. But it's trailing Waymo badly. Tesla's unsupervised robo-taxi launched across the entire Austin metro area on June 3rd. But the numbers show it's significantly behind Waymo in performance. With Waymo has 577 active cars in Texas compared to Tesla's only 20. But that's how things roll out in the very beginning. You gotta crawl before you can walk or run. And so is there real real competition here though? With Waymo taxis also being Jaguars in comparison to or e-Jaguars compared to the Teslas. But we're also talking about Tesla here. I mean, part of the whole family of businesses that are under the great Elon Musk. Are we seeing that Elon's like, you guys do that? It's okay. I do it better. 20. Let's see what the 20 Teslas do over the 577 in the next comparative weeks. Maybe we'll come and revisit this topic at the end of the month and see if Tesla not only bolstered their numbers but are outdoing. Do people prefer those electric Jaguars or do they prefer Teslas? It'll be interesting to find out. Oh, I need to skip this one. I'll briefly go over this one. 85 billion war chest, Apple cloud deal, Waymo all at once. Apple is flush. 85 billion war chest, Apple cloud deal, Waymo all at once. Google's parent company, Alphabet, raised $85 billion, won a major cloud computing deal with Apple, and launched the Waymo subscription all in the same week. This kind of news has a little bit of holes in it because I don't think I have enough information, but I would like for you guys to keep your mind open and kind of look out for this kind of information as it's rolling out. So kind of Google it. If you're into business and business industry, this is a really good one. It really is something that kind of piqued my interest when it comes to the, we got the robo taxis that are coming out, but we also have a lot of things that are coming out even for the iPhone. And I want to touch on this. I just went yesterday to AT&T. AT&T is who I got. It's not AT&T's fault, what I'm saying here. It's California. California has now got a tax on the consumer. I didn't know this. I go in to do a trade or an upgrade of my phone. I have a 14 Pro. I'm upgrading to the 17 Pro. And they're going to take this phone. But because I'm giving them this phone, I have to pay $122 tax because of the pieces that are inside of it and the battery that's put inside of it. And I am sitting there scratching my head and going, well, why do I have to pay that penalty? I didn't ask to have a lithium battery put in there. I asked to have more battery life. It is the choice of the company that put the battery in there that has to be dealt with. So I'm kind of confused about that, and I would love to see your guys' opinion on it on Monday. So keep that in mind on Monday. We're definitely going to talk about this. I'll show you guys my new phone as well on Monday's show. But do you guys have that tax too in the state that you're in or country that you're in? If you're from another country and watching this show, do you guys have that tax? It would be great to see what your guys' opinion is on this. And what it is that there's items inside the phone or materials that are inside the phone that have to be put to waste properly, as well as collected to be recycled. And the consumer who bought the phone, instead of paying that tax in the very beginning, they got to pay that whenever they turn it in. So it got me thinking, well, what's the point of upgrading my phone if I got to pay it completely off and they're going to take the phone from me and dispose of it? Kind of a backwards thing. But I would like to see if, is it nationwide? Is it worldwide? Is the tax actually gone out to everybody, that all countries are taxing people on this? I didn't look it up myself, but I would like to see the engagement from you guys. You guys do the homework. You let me know in your country or your state. Do you guys have this tax? we're going to turn over to traditional media and the top story, Ted Turner's legacy being reassessed. CNN founder Ted Turner passed away last month at 87. And this week, traditional media is doing a full reassessment of his legacy. The man who invented 24-hour news changed how the world consumed information and built one of the most influential media empires in history. Ted Turner invented the idea that news could be an all-day, everyday event or something to watch. Before CNN, news was a 30-minute broadcast at 6 p.m. And he changed that forever. Love it or hate it, the world he built is the one we're living in. When you do consume media. I mean, and that's right. I mean, I think so, but it'll be interesting to see what, a lot of this media comes out about Ted Turner and what they're talking about. Also in World Cup news, in the front page of every traditional media that is coming out with it, with ESPN, NBC, Fox, CBS leading the World Cup this morning. Broadcast rights deals mean this tournament is literally everywhere in TV simultaneously. Well, even in front of you and in your ear right now, we're talking about it. It's the most distributed sport event in American broadcast history. And you can't turn on TV today or even go on YouTube and listen to your favorite show in the morning without the World Cup being inside your ear. It's definitely one in the books, and you heard it here, folks. Like, you're part of this show. You listened to it this morning or your evening, depending on where you are in the world. And we're talking about it. I'm actually excited about that, to know that I'm covering some of the coolest stuff in the world with you guys every morning. Well, not every morning, but every Monday and Friday. I'm glad that we're back and that we chose to do this. It's really great. And that we get to watch some great things like the finals on NBA and the World Cup. It's been a great year. Now, a couple of things that I would like to kind of move into at this morning. It's going to eat up a little bit of the time, is that we kind of had a slow turnout with the fundraising that came for our studio. So I've had to this week kind of bite it a little bit and reach out to a couple of companies to try to get some funding. And hopefully within this next week we'll have some answers. So this is the final weekend to get to the website, get your membership. Well, not membership. It's not a membership. Become a member, and be able to check out some of the content that you can be receiving from our group. Oh, hey, Selena. It's good to see you. Welcome. Thanks for coming by. Happy Friday to you as well, and from the Philippines. And it's evening for you guys, right? It's it's 10:17 for you. Thank you so much for coming by. I appreciate it. It's good to see you. Oh man. But yeah, it's a good time to use this weekend to really spread the word about our community. And if you know anybody who's looking to invest in us, it will be really great time for this weekend. We're going to shut down the seed funding starting on Monday, and hopefully we'll be able to reach some sort of milestone with that, because we need to roll into the Kickstarter. The Outer Exodus project needs to get its push in the right direction, and our community is already on Discord ready for the Kickstarter to be kind of pushed out in front of them, and hopefully we can get some more people from the Discord into our website. And all of our social media will be up this weekend, so starting Monday you're starting to get Instagram feed as well as X feed on a lot of the topics that are going on. I have it already set up for auto tossing and putting up anytime we're going live, anytime that we're switching up anything with inside the media, as well as call to actions to come to our community. So it's a lot going on this weekend. It's going to be a busy weekend. I'm going to try to get some of that content out also to you guys. Really try to get Yumi and Mr. Coffee and Gaming with EXO working. These are like the test beds for the website, so that we can kind of get pulled into one source. Remember, the end goal of the website is to turn it into an app, a functional app that you guys can enjoy, as well as people that we get to pull into some new productions can also use the platform for. It's one of my biggest projects that I've been working on for over a year now, and you guys get to be a part of it. So definitely get to that website that's pinned into this inside the chat. Make your membership, and also there's a feedback section in there as well. So if you guys have any suggestions, or if you guys want to tell me, hey, something's broken with the website, I'm happy to take that as it goes. I get an alert on my phone as soon as that comes through. I check it. If it's something that I need to take care of immediately, I can do it on my phone, or I can come back here to the office and work on it here. And I'd be happy to do that. So I hope you guys do enjoy this kind of content. And if you do, make sure you hit the like and subscribe and do all that kind of good stuff. And if you're watching me on Twitch in the future, or Kick, because that's another thing that I'm working on this weekend, is Kick. I don't want to be on Twitch, but it's actually been fruitful for us going over there. We've been having plenty of traction over there and people watching us. But Kick is where I really wanted to go, and so I hope to be able to fix it this weekend. Also, Restream, I hope to get that working so that we can also have these stream on our Cyber Addict Studio YouTube and on Kick and Twitch simultaneously. We got a couple of shows that are going to be coming out in late July or early August, and that's going to be the Smoke Pit, and that's going to be a podcast that is going to be on Spotify. That's huge. I'm working on that right now. I'm trying to get some casting going on, working on trying to meet with a few people that will be good for this. And real quick about what the Smoke Pit is. It's literally just like you, me, and Mr. Coffee, but it's going to drop through the week. It's going to be pre-recorded, and it's veteran view and opinions on everyday life stuff, whether it be building a deck or going shooting at the range, or what's the best quad runner or an ATV. And did you know that there's a difference? So these are the kind of topics of our everyday life that we get to have, and then you get to kind of see that human feel behind veterans and how they're spending their life after the military. I'm going to take a quick intermission. I know that we just we got I'll wait another 30 minutes and we'll do an intermission right around 8 o'clock, but I'm kind of I'm running out of gas, if you can't tell, because the food is right there. The food is next to me and it's calling to me, and I kind of want to grab a couple of bites and a good swig of my coffee right now, actually. How's everything going for the Philippines? I know that you all had an earthquake not too long ago, and my heart goes out to all of those families and friends that had lost so much. But I'm sure that you guys have been recovering well, and a lot of relief effort has been shown on our media of people taking huge amounts of efforts helping people and bringing food, water, and shelter. But beyond that, like this weekend, like what is the Philippines for you doing this weekend? That'd be I think a lot of Americans would be very interested to know on how someone in the Philippines is going to be enjoying their weekend. And if you don't like me putting you on the spot, that's okay. It's always been my policy. All you have to do is say hello. I'll always try to engage with you. But if you don't say anything in return, it's okay. No worries. Don't have to. Just saying hey and us saying hey back is all that's needed. Because I got a huge amount of information here that we can, sift over. I kind of want to take it a little bit back. We were talking about a lot of stuff that's going on with NASA and the space agency, and we had not too long ago we had a rocket blow up, and I said I gave you guys a little bit of homework for this week. I said, think about how the commercial industry is coming into the space race. Like, we're seeing a ton of mistakes happening that should have never happened. Luckily, nobody is getting hurt, but Blue Origin with the New Glenn exploding not just a massive explosion, but a lot of damage and putting a pad down, which is going to be down for over a year, which can also hinder the ability to do continuous launches, especially those launches. Go enjoy my burrito already. Yeah, you can see the kind of exhaustion that I'm going with. I'll get to it here in a little bit. I'll probably do an intermission here in a short bit, but I kind of want to get this out here, to give it kind of a thought, like how much of industry is going into our progress moving forward, whether it be with military. I have actually some experience with that, but also with contracts that are putting up things into space. Like SpaceX is a really good example for a baseline, like where to meet it and setting a bar. But just like them doing space activity, and like it's just like taking the trash to the curb, or moving the car from the curb to the carport, or just doing simple tasks or come easy for this company. But we're seeing every other company out there struggling. Oh yeah, it is the Philippines Independence Day today. Well, happy Independence Day. That's actually a huge amount of history, and great amount of conversation to have, especially with friends in the Philippines. And an intimate moment between America and Japan and the Philippines, where we help them in their own liberation and their independence, and gaining their independence. Well, congratulations and happy Independence Day to you. And this is amazing too. You guys are having your independence this month, and next month is going to be our independence, and it's going to be 250 years of our independence, which is amazing. So I'm glad we get to share a little bit this together with you. And we look forward to keeping you in a community and seeing seeing this Independence Day being shared many years down the road. That will be amazing. So that is cool. Yeah. I wonder, how do you say actually happy, because we don't say happy Independence Day. I say I don't know, I guess we do say Independence Day. I say happy 4th of July. But I doubt that it's I doubt for you guys it's a happy 12th of June, or happy June 12th. But yeah, I am interested to see us moving and progressing forward within the space race. Like, have we learned a lesson? Has Bezos really, what his comment said right after it is like, we had a catastrophic failure. He did admit to a lot of the failures that were there, but nothing that was about, trying to get a speedy send off. And it was kind of clear, yeah, stuff can happen, but this is continuous failure after failure after failure with New Glenn. And you can only just sit there and wonder, are they just trying to launch it as fast as they could to just catch up, or is it just happenstance? And it's interesting to see how the industries have kind of like raced out to be the best rocketeers, but that's overshadowing the tens of thousands of companies that have been popping up all around the world who have been putting things into space. The only reason why SpaceX and the Raptor, not the Raptor engines, but the you have the what's the boosters? The yeah, like you got the Dragon capsule that's been taking everybody up there, and then you have the Raptor engines being put on the Starship, and the Merlin engines are on the booster. Which is the now you got the Falcon. There we go. Man, that was a rough go on that one. And then you have the Falcon boosters, and you got Falcon Heavy, and then you have the smaller Falcons. But the only reason why they got all that work is because of all of these other companies that popped out of nowhere and said, hey, we want to get into space as well. And we've got like Axiom and Prada working in. We've got planetary resources that are looking at asteroids and how we can benefit by maybe capturing one of those asteroids, bringing it closer to Earth, mining it around our moon. Hence why we're going to the moon. And the things that we can learn out of even having a moon base, and having there's even talks of having a space elevator being created on the moon because of the gravitational restraints of being lifted. Lots of things that we're going to be learning in the next 50 years. Now, of course, as somebody my age, I'm almost 40 years old. I'm not going to have the fortunate ability to discover past our own, solar system, or even I'm not probably ever going to see space myself, but man, wouldn't that be cool? But I'm going to be able to see on the news how we're going above and beyond our own space and all the companies that are going to bring us there. And I definitely see us in the 2030s seeing our first asteroid or group of asteroids being pulled into our own orbit and putting it our Lagrange point, which is, the stationary orbit that's around our planet, and we're able to look up in the night sky and see a station being formed around it and a mining action being taken place and those kind of cool things happening. And it's not just going to be the United States taking part in this. China with their agency and their taikonauts, Russia, of course, with their cosmonauts, with our astronauts between both NASA and the European Space Agency, ESA. I wonder, do they call their people astronauts? Hold on. ESA calls their people that go to space. I wonder, do they call them astronauts? Oh. They call them spacefarers. I like that. I like that actually more than astronaut. Spacefarer. To be a spacefarer. And astronauts. They do also call them astronauts, but they have been known to be called spacefarers from there. So yeah, you got ESA pushing out people into space, but beyond that, you have a group of agencies out there that are creating businesses that are going to be traversing space beyond our own planet and looking at other planets. I know there's one company right now that is trying to help raise funding to send a ship to Io around Jupiter, and that's being conversated about. It's not even like a fantasy. It's actually people in a boardroom going, how can we get this funded today? How are we going to meet our multi-billion-dollar objective and getting our ship built? Do we want to get it built on the planet, or do we want to get it built in orbit? There's going to be like a ton of these conversations that are going to be having in the next 10 years, and as we start expanding ourselves into the verse. And I will strictly say this, it's not our first time ever experiencing this. Our first time ever experiencing this was whenever we started commercializing the use of ships in trade in Europe, as well as in the Pacific, with the voyagers that traveled from the archipelago all the way out to deep sea, and to find new lands and new foods and so forth, and expand the culture. All of these things that we have experienced before on our own lands as we travel across vast distances and made the United States, to going from the UK and ending up at the shores in China. Like, we have an insane ability to commercialize every action that we have ever done all the way up to our present day. And has that benefited us? Did we grow vastly because of commercialism commercializing these activities? Are we going to have astronauts in the future? Is the idea of an astronaut or a cosmonaut, taikonaut, or spacefarer, what's going to stick? What do we call the people that we have in space? is it going to be like a really famous movie that or TV series that I like? It's called The Expanse. Is there going to be a future where we have people that are out beyond our belt, that are mining the belt and bringing materials back to Earth? That could be in our near future as well. It's exciting to see where these things go and how we're getting there. And man, is an exciting time to be looking up and seeing the world. We've also seen some amazing things happen in our solar system in the recent years. We've had what is it called, Oumuamua, and 3i Atlas that passed through, that are extraterrestrial comets that had reached into our solar system from beyond. And it's really neat to be able to see these things and just to gain the sciences that we have from them, especially when we're deciding to go beyond our own star, and we're seeing how, even just rocks floating in space, how they experience coming into a solar system and exiting, the kind of mass they lose and how much mass they gain as they exit and through our Kuiper belt. These kind of things are amazing and interest me a ton. And so that's why I want to reach out to you guys. Do you guys think I should build a separate show where we can dive deep into space together, being amateur space enthusiasts who just explore space and the sciences behind it? I would love to do it as like a personal hobby of mine, or a personal thing to do. Not even just to do it, just kind of like have it as a production, but like really for educational purposes. What do you guys think? Put down in the comments down below after the show. I'm going to take a real quick 10-minute break. 10-minute break. I will be back. Don't worry. Don't go nowhere. 10 minutes is all I'm asking for. I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab a few bites of this burrito. I'm going to freshen up my cup of coffee, and we'll be back here shortly with some fresh news and some things that we're going to be talking about this weekend. We're going to be talking about what are we going to be doing on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this week. It's going to be your time to be able to talk to me for the rest of the show from 7 on, and we'll try to have some news also here to kind of fill in the gaps as well. I'm kind of noticing that I thought I had a pretty decent amount of content here to talk about, but unfortunately I was able just to burn through all of this content really fast. So I've got to do my homework a little bit more, get more things to talk about for our show. I know that I'll reach out to the AI to reach some topics. While I'm eating, I will kind of look them over, see if it's anything that we can kind of grab and talk about for the rest of it. So if you're out and about and you're wondering why you're just only hearing music, it's because I'm stepping away. So I will do that now. I'll talk to you guys in about 10 minutes. I'll be right back. All right, guys, I am back. I didn't freshen up my coffee, but I did. Ooh, you can already tell the difference in me already. Just a little bit of being able to like take the chops of give the chops a little bit of a break and get some food in me. Whew, I'm like a whole new different man. I want to put out my appreciation to everybody that's come to this stream so far. Thank you so much for coming in. I'm burning through a lot of our content super fast. So sorry about that. I'll definitely find my pace here soon. I know that we just got to get in a good rhythm, but we also got to get a lot more people here so we have a lot more conversations to have from the chat, because that's the second part of this whole entire show, is to be able to talk to some of you who have the opportunity to be able to talk back to me. So hopefully we can get that out there, and the best way that we can do that is for you guys to tell people. Don't be shy. Tell people about it. Say, hey, come to the show. Let's talk about some of the topics that he has together. And some of the topics that I can bring to the table is by what you, the viewer, tell me is of an interest of yours, and that we can talk about during our show while we're sipping a cup of coffee together, whether or maybe you're drinking water, because we got somebody who popped in real quickly that was from the Philippines. You know, it's late at night. Maybe you're drinking some tea with a little bit of honey. Maybe it's chamomile with some honey, and you're trying to go on swinging at the Sandman and trying to get ready for bed. So whatever way that you're ingesting our enjoyable experience here, I am grateful to have you here. I do appreciate every bit of that. And yes, I am trying to eat up time with using my voice so that we can push through this last hour, because we're going to be talking about some music. Talking about some of the music that I have playing in the background, because I've been playing with Suno a lot more this week when I'm on my break. Not just playing video games and researching stuff throughout the entire week, but you know, I'm making music on my own. What you hear in the stream and all my streams is music that I make. I first build it in Suno with prompts, and then I go in and fine tune it and make music that we get to enjoy together, that I think you guys will enjoy. I think it's really nice. This is a nice 90s feel, kind of lo-fi. I'm actually going to play a new one and see how this one feels. I think this one is a most recent prompt. I haven't done any work on this, and I kind of feel like it's still got the same rhythm. So I'm gonna actually work on that later. Yeah. I have also been expanding a few of the songs on the album, my dubstep style album that I have in creation, that we've been playing on the Gaming with EXO channel. Oh, and by the way, You, Me, and Mr. Coffee, this show here is going to get its own space soon. I totally forgot to tell you guys. Yeah, You, Me, and Mr. Coffee is going to be on the Cyber Addicts channel in the near future. So coming the first week of July, we're going to have our last show here. I want to be able to keep people here all the way till after the our Independence Day happens. So we'll have our show after that, and then we will roll into having all of our shows appear in the Cyber Addicts channel, and having just my personal shows of Gaming with Expo and Gaming with X_O. I'm still trying to fix that title, the one with Expo, because that's my military one that we're gonna do together, where I play milsims and with a group of people, and I'm hoping to get a good following out of that. But that's gonna be more for Twitch and YouTube, and so this one, or Twitch and Kick, and then YouTube's gonna have the videos. So you'll watch me over on Twitch and Kick, and you'll be able to watch and see the YouTube shorts and the cut versions of that here, and our exclusives that are going to be on Patreon as well. So those are the biggest things that we're going to be moving on. But the biggest thing that we have to do is we have to have all this library here. So there's a reason for my madness. I've been building up this library of You, Me, and Mr. Coffee and Gaming with XO, so that there's a place that people can go and people can see that things have been done here. And then they go, okay, so this guy is actually serious and he's consistent. Oh, all right. And people want to stick around here. And that's when I roll out all of the social media and bring people here. And the more people that we grow from the social media, then we start to refine where we have everything. So if you've ever wanted to know how this industry works, especially doing live broadcasting, and you're new to it and you have been interested about doing this, I actually can teach you a lot about it. If you're interested, come and join us in the Discord. DM me directly saying, hey, I'd like to learn how to do this. And we could probably even give you a good platform here within Cybernetic Studios. Never hurts to have more influencers here and create more productions for other people to ingest. A method to the madness: you build up a library of good videos you can then chop up and put together as little teasers in shorts to kind of help out with that social media draw, and then you use your best social media that you're going to be consistent on and that you can actually post completely on. You don't want to have something that you forget to post on, and then you bring everybody to your community in waves and droves, and that's the idea, is to bring people in waves and droves. It is now 8 o'clock on the Pacific coast of the United States, and that it means that we are in our final hour of You, Me, and Mr. Coffee for the day, and we might not make it all the way to the end of the hour. That's okay. We tried to get at least as close as we can to the end of the hours as possible. But it's 3 hours. 3 hours, and I've already burned through all of our content, and now we're going to be talking about a little bit more here. One of the things that I want to talk about is that I've kind of just like prompted to kind of get into and list out for me is music. And I just touched a little bit on it with the Suno, but as well as trying to get we talked about Taylor Swift and bringing out her album for the Toy Story 5. We had huge drops this month already at the end of May and into the early of June, and this consistent of surprise rollout that has been going on, and how the industry might be leaning heavily on the FOMO side of things, as music is just being built near instantaneously, and people are able to create their full albums in just a short amount of time. And just like us, my album that I'm trying to create, that's currently being advertised and also advertised on our other show with Gaming with XO on Wednesdays and Saturdays, and the music that you get to enjoy along with it. A lot of people don't know that I grew up as a musician from my early teen years, from I think it was 12. From when I was 12, when I started with a trombone, and then I accelerated into being a cellist, and I had a love and knack for just picking up instruments and learning them. And by the time I was done with high school, I could play pretty much any low brass instrument. I could play upright bass and cello, and also bass guitar and a little bit of guitar, pretty much any percussion instrument minus fully the piano. And then I was already starting to play with things like the French horn and the trumpet and all those. I was never good at any reed or woodwind instrument, so it was never my thing. But it is a hobby of mine to, enjoy music and enjoy making music. And it's a kind of exciting to do that with Suno as well. I will be doing a show next week on either Tuesday or Thursday. I'm not sure, but we'll be doing a dev log, but it's going to be, the dev log is going to be put on the website, but people can watch me build that live, do the cut live, and then we're gonna do Suno after that. So you're gonna see pretty much everything that I get to do in my work. You'll actually watch me work for a little bit during the week. It's gonna be in the evening, so it's not gonna cut into your guys' day. So as soon as you guys get done eating your food for your evening meals in the US, you can hop in and watch me do all of this, and you'll also have a chance to be able to see the live update. Now, you'll be only able to see me live if you're in the Discord. So in order to do that, you got to join. If you want to go click the pinned comment, that will take you to our website, and then you can find our Discord there. If it's not showing up for you, don't worry. Within the next couple of hours today, by the end of today, I have to travel all the way down to Long Beach today. But while I'm traveling down there, I'm taking my iPad with me, and I'm going to be hitting the ground running on trying to do some of the work while I'm on my way down there, because it's a 2-hour train ride nearly going down there and getting all the way over there, and then it's 2 hours back. So 4 hours that I have, I can do some website designing and finagling with the website and fixing it and stuff like that. So but either Tuesday or Thursday, I'm not sure. I kind of want to give Tuesday a bit of a break for me, where I get to kind of like really not have to worry about the show. I don't have to worry about any appearance, that I can really put towards developing, as well as I'm hoping to get somebody of interest to help with the investment of getting where we need in our investment, since we have to shut down on Monday the seed funding, the public seed funding, and moving it to a private investment space, and I'm fixing that up on the website and so forth like that. But there's a few people that I've already sent emails out to, and I'm sure that by today, or if not by tomorrow, I'll be able to get some responses back from that. And I hope to be able to use Tuesday as like a day to engine that. If it's not, and they ask for another day, then we'll do the devlog on Tuesday and have a little bit of fun together inside the Discord. And while you're inside that Discord, you don't have to talk to anybody. It's fine. It's going to be in a stage, so there's no actual talking by the people that come into it. And you can be able to do everything that you do here, but it will be all inside the Discord. This is kind of also to show everybody here other location that we can utilize and have fun and be able to integrate with the rest of the community. So yeah, those are some of the big things that are coming up and that are going to be within the next week, especially with the music that we're designing with Suno. So you'll be able to kind of see a little bit of that. And why go with Suno? And why am I developing my own music? And the biggest thing is it's free for me. Well, I pay for Suno, but it's free here, and YouTube can't copyright strike me because it's my music. I literally own it. It's copyrighted as soon as I make it, and it's in my library and proof that I created it. So it's like can't beat that. We get to have great music in the background when we're talking and having fun and playing games together, or maybe even talking about just the random stuff that we get to randomly talk about. So I like it. There's a couple of other songs that I am definitely interested in creating. I want to do a pretty decent album that we can showcase. I have a vision to do a You, Me, and Mr. Coffee album that we would play for, that is patriotic for our 250th. Because if I'm not mistaken, so Friday the 3rd is our You, Me, and Mr. Coffee, which is pretty much the day before. And a reminder, July 4th, we are not having a Gaming with EXO, because everybody's just going to be paying attention to, the fireworks outside. But what I am going to do is I am going to go live on either Twitch, or I'm going to do a live thing on Instagram. I think that I want to do it with Instagram. And you guys will get that information here in the next couple of weeks. It'll be also on the website. But I think I want to do it with Instagram, especially with my new phone. And I'm going to go out into LA, and I'm going to show you guys the amazing craziness of Los Angeles. We're going to go all throughout the town on July 4th. We're going to go downtown LA. Hopefully people aren't going to get too crazy down there, but we're going to go and try to hit some of the hot spots all over LA. And we're going to wait until it gets really dark at night, and you're going to hear the most amazing ruckus that you could ever imagine. It's going to sound like a battlefield with all of the fireworks that are going to be going off all night long through all the neighborhoods throughout the entire massive city that is LA County. And that's going to be cool. I think you guys will enjoy it, especially with all of our friends that are all over the world and being able to see it. But there's people inside of the United States that have never seen anything this scale of fireworks display. And I do believe LA is by far the most active with fireworks than I have ever seen anywhere in the entire world. And I've been around the world. I've been in Japan. I've been in the I've kind of like cruised through the Philippines. I didn't actually I was like on land in the Philippines for like all of like a brief minute. It wasn't really all that, but I've been to Thailand, I've been to Korea, I've been to Germany, I've been to Kyrgyzstan, I've been in Afghanistan, I've been all over the place, all throughout the United States. And I'm going to tell you what, I have never seen fireworks anywhere else in this scale than here in LA. And I hope I don't put, prop this up as big as I say it, and then all of a sudden it just like trickles. It sounds like little pop rocks. But yeah, I hope to be able to convey it good. I'm also looking at trying to get a microphone for that, specifically for that, and try to have it all set up. And I want to capture that sound, and I want to immortalize that sound inside of our community, where you guys can be able to hear that sound bite anytime you want, be able to see that anytime you want, and then we can put that on YouTube shorts all over the place. And not to get anybody in trouble, I'm trying to get it in a way we're not showing where those are actually popping up inside the city, but it'd be kind of cool to see all those fireworks on such an amazing year of 250 years. I do think that we're also going to go to some of the VFWs as well during the day, and kind of just like, say thank you to other veterans and kind of spend some time with them. Me being a war veteran myself, those VFWs are open to me. And so it'll be really great to kind of stop in and say hey to some of my folks and of my age group that was in war, and also those who are left that are from previous wars, and just be able to thank them, because I kind of want to see my brothers and sisters in arms on that day. So it'll be kind of cool if you guys want to see that as well. I think I'm gonna do it on Instagram, but I'll let you guys know as soon as we get closer to the date and seeing where we're gonna do with that. And I do hope you guys are enjoying the music. If you guys have any suggestions for music or suggestions on what you would like to see us do on the show when we are making music together, keep that in mind. Come to the show and let me know during the show what kind of like hybrid mix-ups you would want to hear, or what kind of sounds good to you, or maybe you have a song yourself that you want to see created. I'd be happy to do that for you, and I would definitely get it, make it for you. We can do a little preview of it with the rest of the people on the stream, and then send you a private copy, and then I'll delete it off my Suno, and it'll be yours. That'd be pretty cool, wouldn't it? Well, we'll see how it goes. We all got to get together on that show when it comes around. All right. There's a couple of things that have been also going on in the industry and in media especially. It's surprising that just before Toy Story 5 comes out next week, Tim Allen had sat down once again and described his life and how he never really wanted to be a dad, and openly discussing missing time with his oldest daughter during his addiction years, and acknowledging his 1978 arrest for felony drug trafficking, and saying, "I did not want to do that ever again." He credits sobriety with completely changing who he became as a father. Tim Allen is 72 years old and doing press for Toy Story 5 and saying, "I never really wanted to be a dad, but I had to become a dad," and that's after his addiction and getting caught with drugs. And it's amazing to see how, like, even a devastating issue or circumstance can really open one's eyes and making a change, and then placing that same change inside of media and using media as a form of vessel to spread real positivity, which I think we've seen a lot of with Toy Story. We'll not talk so much about the Buzz Lightyear movie. That was obviously agenda focused. But yeah, you get some good ones. This is pretty unique. I'm just kind of reading through this just now. This is something that the AI spit out to me. Spain's World Cup stars were spotted shopping at Walmart. This is viral, apparently, in World Cup story this week. Spain's superstar Lamine Yamal, one of the best players on the planet by some people, was spotted casually shopping at Walmart in Georgia while preparing for the tournament. Regular customers barely noticed him. The internet absolutely lost their mind. The best young soccer player on earth is pushing a cart through Walmart in Georgia, and nobody recognized him, says the media. That is the most American World Cup story that has ever happened, and we are only 2 days in. Absolutely. Totally agree with that. Yeah, it's just kind of like, also the rest of the stuff that the AI kind of spat out to me was just a repeat of what we said up above us, except for like the Ryan Reynolds thing. Ryan Reynolds gave Blake Lively a piggyback ride in New York City. I don't think anybody cares, to be honest. I think that's a relationship in the celebrity realm that a lot of people just kind of don't really care that much about, or at least in my circle. I don't know how you guys feel about Ryan Reynolds and Blake Lively. They're just like a couple that I don't really. They're there, but I think it's also because of the kind of character or caricatures that Ryan Reynolds plays, and I don't think really Blake has had a lot of time in the spotlight to be really considered like an A-list celebrity. So it's kind of like they run in the background. It's really odd, because especially for Ryan Reynolds, still making movies to this day and still making hits in every movie that he makes. I don't. Has there been a Ryan Reynolds movie that nobody liked? Even I think Employee of the Month wasn't too bad. I would say that was probably the roughest one that I saw of his, but I mean, for the most part, I think that there hasn't been one Ryan Reynolds flop. Be interesting to look into. Maybe that's something that I'll have on Monday, is I found a Ryan Reynolds flop and watched it this weekend. I did tell you guys earlier that I will be watching the movie, what's the movie that Disclosure Day. I'll be watching Disclosure Day this weekend, so do come back Monday for our take on that. And I urge you guys to go see it too. Like, do go out and go see Disclosure Day, so we have all of us to talk about the same thing together. It'd be really great. Has anybody ever seen a celebrity in like Walmart or Target or anything like that? That's another thing to put down below. Who did you see at a convenience store that's a celebrity? But I do want to get some of these new UIs up next time. So I do think that this Saturday show. Ooh. Oh, caught that one. That hurt my back. Oh, I go to a chiropractor on July 1st. Kind of scared about that. It's my first time with an actual licensed practitioner of what is it called? Chiropractics. But yeah, a chiropractor, cracking my back and all type of stuff. The last experience I ever had, I was just out of high school, and I was with these group of friends, and one of the friends was in college to learn this, and had taken me sideways and to crunch me and to like pop my joints. And this bone, this collarbone here, had, I think it was this collarbone. I have to sometimes feel, yeah. So this collarbone here, when he squeezed me, that collarbone bowed up, and you can hear it splinter, and it was just funky for a solid 4 months, and there was pain. And then for about 3 years after that, I would feel this sharp pain in my collarbone, like something pinching the skin underneath. It is crazy. So I've always been scared to actually like go back to a chiropractor and kind of like get some body popping going on. I've had people like come up to me and pop my back and stuff like that. And kind of like get those voids popped and in my spine. But I've been battling with a little bit of arthritis up in my lumbar, from the coccyx to the lumbar, and then I do have like a few areas in my back where I definitely feel a lot of pinching most of the time, especially like sitting here and like having my back off of the chair for 3 hours gets pretty intense. I'm not gonna lie, but I will see the chiropractor come July 1st, and I only said that because I sneezed. And my whole entire back just went crunch. Part of getting old, I really do. It's one way to know that you put your body to the test and then you're relaxing too much. I think, I really do want to get more when I go to the gym. I need to add more core for the back and do more exercises to kind of strengthen the muscles that go down my back and meet the core into the hips, and kind of slim down some of this dad bod fat that I got going on. But yeah, I got a target weight that I'm going for, especially, and this is a good question. I don't know how many people that are in my community that right now that are active in gym. On my personal Instagram, I'm going to start filming myself going to the gym and seeing a progress moving forward, getting that beach bod, getting that bod ready for dating, and getting my body pretty much into a place where I was when I was in the Marine Corps, and I was the most proud of it. It's been a journey up to this point. I'm doing well. I've gotten my chest strength, and definitely my biceps are getting back to the way they were, and I'm starting to see a lot more of the form, and we'll be able to see it together. If you wanted to be able to follow me on my personal Instagram, I'll be putting that information out in next month after the 4th of July. But yeah, you can be able to follow me on my personal journey into fitness. I don't have any degrees in fitness, but I do have education in fitness, and as well as like nutrition. So if you're looking for nutrition tips or stuff to do inside of the gym, or how to go to the gym and not be scared to use it, because a lot of people are, they see all the terrors that are going on, Instagram and where people are filming themselves and just doing they do that shocked somebody's looking at their direction, and so a lot of people are kind of getting more and more insecure about going to the gym. And for the most part, those gyms are in high populated and more higher tier areas, and more and more gyms are out there saying take your business elsewhere, because they don't want you filming inside their gym. They don't mind taking a pic, especially a lot of people want to get that good pump, and then those who do body sculpting and so forth like that, they like to see where their body is as soon as they get done lifting a weight. There's nothing wrong with that. I encourage that, because you're not going to see yourself like that normally. And so it's really good to see where your progress is as soon as you're done lifting a weight, or if you have a weight in your hand, but to see that progress in real time, especially arms, chest, abs, back, a lot of the times more the quads than your hamstrings, and then your calves. Obviously you want to see good definition, good parting of the muscles, and also seeing your skin sculpt as well along with it, and keeping your skin tight. And there's a lot of products out there that can do that, but eating healthy is one of the ways to do that. And a lot of people these days can't really eat healthy. Either they're too busy. Once they get done with work, they're exhausted. They get home, they just want to throw something up on the stove or the air fryer and just eat it. But there's ways to do that where it's lazy, it's short, it's small, it's protein based with small bits of carbohydrates. And I think that's the kind of stuff that I want to show come late July into August, when one, I'm going to also be moving into a new place that's in the works. I got a couple of places that I'm looking at. I'm going to be going and looking at and then talking to the owners and trying to negotiate moving forward. But yeah, the idea is once I get into my new place and get settled in and I find the gym that I want to go to, we're going to go to that gym and we're going to see my progress from that point on. You get to be able to follow me on my personal Instagram. Excuse me. My dad and I talked about Elon Musk going public with SpaceX. So that's also something that we're going to be talking about on Monday. Because I want to get a little bit more information because it's still pretty fresh. I want to see how the weekend comes out with some traditional media, and then we're going to be talking about that. And it's only because I kind of just like breeze by it with some of the information that I have here. But yeah, like I do kind of want to follow that a little bit because that came out of nowhere, but it will do something humongous, which is that will, if that's going there and Tesla's there and it's all under NASDAQ, then that may end up potentially putting SpaceX to have a deeper wallet than it already has. And that may also be a big move because that will help out Starship and its development and accelerating that development. Sorry, I had to get that one out. But yeah, so that's going to be something we're going to talk about, especially on the business end of things that are going to be coming up next week. So if you're a person that looks into the stock market, I definitely would love to pick your brain. I've never been big with the stock market. I'd rather have hire a money manager and just like have just a briefing and then kind of choose from there, from the briefing. Because I trust that person that if they see the direction that I want to go in, that they're going to do their best in that direction. And especially for day traders and so forth like that. I do want to partner up with a day trader one day, invest some money together with that individual and help out with my my future sub-retirement. I will never retire, especially within the entertainment industry. You know, one day you're just going to read that I passed away, you know, and still making, hopefully by that time, still making movies, still making TV shows, still making novels, still making comic strips, all that kind of stuff. I'm still young. I'm only 39. I'm only about to turn 40. I got a long life ahead of me. I got 40 plus. I'm not even halfway done. I definitely feel like I'm going to be over 100 years old by the time I get around to kicking the bucket. So yeah, I got a long life ahead of me and I still feel young. I still look young. I think that has a lot to say about, you know, the way I live my life is these days. So I'm really excited to kind of see where the next 50 years take us all together. But I will take some breaks, especially, you know, future partner of mine and exploring the world together and just making something of the world for our own. That would be pretty cool. Um, I'm kind of reading this. Mortgage rates. I kind of reached out for AI to kind of like let me like grab some stuff from all around the world. And I'm seeing a couple of things here, like Fluctuary is an analog camp, and analog camping are the biggest travel trends in the summer of 2026. Travel Pulse identified the top travel trends shaping this summer, and two of the biggest are Fluctuary, which is flexible luxury, not a rigid resort schedule, but high-end experience with total freedom and spontaneity built in. And then analog camping, which is deliberately leaving all devices behind, and no phones, no Wi-Fi, no social media, just nature, fire, and just the people that you're with. I'm a big fan of analog camping. I say it's analog camping. It's just camping. But I don't do the whole leave your phone behind. And the reason for it is because phones are now being developed with survival in mind, especially smartphones. And this is a really good thing to say to everybody who's like, yeah, I just want to be unplugged. There's a way to be unplugged, but there's also a way to stay safe and have GPS at your hands, especially if you have Starlink. So don't assume that because you don't have your phone, that you have your phone with you, that you're not, unplugged. There's many ways to do that, including using the airplane mode, and you're still unplugged. I highly suggest, if you're going to go out, check your features on your phone and see how it can enhance your life while you're going camping, especially if you're going camping and you're doing hiking. One of the big things I want to do in life after I get a decent brace for my right leg is I want to go. It's always been a dream of mine to hike the Appalachia. Not just hike it, but like, pre-stage boats and like canoes and stuff at certain areas, and actually hike to those locations, do those events, and go the whole length of the Appalachian Mountains, all the way from the south all the way to the north, and do that in a hike, not using anything but horseback or maybe a canoe or a john boat or something like that, but like actual rowing, not using a motor. It's just a challenge that I want to do. I've always had a fascination with mountains and being able to climb one, even though that I have ailments and stuff like that. It's kind of like one of those challenges is like, yeah, I'm not going to let this beat me, and I'm going to prove that I'm still going to follow those dreams. Going on a trip where I can like travel through Egypt or go to, Europe and travel around Europe and some of the most iconic locations. Even more so, I have this dream for my 40th birthday to travel from St. Martin to Jamaica and actually experience the archipelago of the Gulf below us, and kind of like experience some of the places that all of these that pretty much made up all the trade of America in the South during the early 1400s all the way up to the 1700s. I think it was as early as the 1400s. It may not have been that early. Might have been like late 1500s into the 1600s, and then all the the sailing ships and those massive barges and brooks and hulks and all that kind of stuff that we're moving through, and then piracy being a big issue, seeing sloops and schooners being used as quick attack boats and seizing things, and but being able to go to the original Tortuga and seeing where it's at now, and is going to be a pretty amazing adventure for me, as well as for anybody else that gets to join me on that adventure. But yeah, analog camping. This flexible luxury is pretty cool. I know a couple of people in the world. They do this impulse. Go to a random spot in the world and then experience some of the high life that's there, and then they just do a big splurge and they leave. So it'll be interesting to see what this fluctuary actually is. If you're interested in it, you can always give it a good Google. Greece has been called out as becoming the #1 summer destination, beating Spain, Italy, and Thailand. New travel data shows Greece has surged past Spain, Italy, Turkey, Egypt, and Thailand as the most sought-after summer destination of 2026. Crystal clear waters, luxury escapes, and a weaker euro are all driving it. And it's also saying that the Aegean Islands, or Aegean Islands. I wonder how you actually say that. Aegean Islands are completely sold out in some weeks. Greece beating Spain and Italy for the #1 summer travel spot is a big deal for sure. Because especially Spain in this past years has really been huge, going to I've got something in my throat. Excuse me. I got a little dry throat there for a second. But yeah, some of the biggest places in Spain, and even the churches in Spain, the missionaries, the main cities of Spain, Barcelona, and the Spain's capital, Catalonia. So like, they've always been like a big a rush of things. I'm not sure why the others have fallen off, other than Greece has just like spent a lot of money like refurbishing a lot of their tourist destinations, and I think that might have a lot to do with they looking like the better spot this year. Not to mention that it's probably been a heavy influence from all the travel agencies and people going there, and influencers going there and pointing out how beautiful it is. So it's good to see. I know I want to be able to go and visit Greece someday. There's also a few other places over there. Montenegro is one of them. Is it Costa Rica? Not Costa Rica. Not Costa Rica. I know it's not Costa Rica. What's that country over there? What's that country? Croatia. Greece, Croatia. You got Albania, Montenegro, Bosnia. Uh, Serbia is another one. Slovenia is another one that I would love to see. Of course, all of Italy would be an amazing adventure in itself. But yeah, like anything in the Mediterranean Sea would be super amazing to see. I think this year has just probably been the best weather for it as well, and exciting to be going traveling in that area in the next, for at least this year and next year. We're actually coming to a close for our show. It's been a complete pleasure to have you all here. I want to touch up on a couple of subjects before we go ahead and cut out here. I really don't have any other content that I want to be able to discuss, and a lot of this stuff I really don't know that it's kind of posted me on, and I don't really like spreading information that I myself don't know too much about. I'm not in the great business of spreading lies. You'll never get that from me. But before you guys go, there is our website that's in the chat. Make sure that you go ahead and select that and head over there. You'll get prompted to sign up for your a member profile, and gain your member profile will allow you to have access to some of the stuff that we keep secret within inside of Cyber Addict Studios. And you get to be the first ones to, experience all the development that goes on, whether it become, whether it's dealing with this show, You Meet Mr. Coffee, Gaming with Expo, actually seeing the development of the Outer Exodus project, the upcoming shows of the Smoke Pit, and many more things that we're going to do all together along the way. So make sure you head over there, become part of the community, the Cyber Addicts community. If you're a big gamer, you definitely want to hit up our Discord. There's a lot of gamers in there that are looking for friends, and especially with these new games that came out, a couple of new games that just come out that I'm enjoying is Jurassic World, Star Miner, and like I was talking about before, was the sequel of Astroneer, which is Star Seeker. So make sure you look at what came out in the Summerfest and now Bullet Fest that's currently going on. Make sure you, if you're a gamer, you get over to our community, help kind of bring it to life, and bring more people to the conversation of some of these games that you get to enjoy. But yeah, that's going to be it for me. I know we're about 15 minutes early from the 9 o'clock, but I will do better on Monday to have a full show from for the whole 3 hours, because we really did burn through some of this content really quickly. Remember, tonight, we got game 5 of the finals. We also have our first match with USA versus Paraguay. So going to definitely enjoy that. The rest of the weekend, there's a lot of football to experience, and also possibly game 6. If we go into game 6, if the Knicks don't win tonight, if the Knicks win tonight, that's all over. Finals would be over, and that would be amazing. And we just got to make sure we drive home safely from the Madison Square Gardens and not flip over cars and burn them. But at the same time, some of us are actually rooting for this and want this to happen. So good luck to the Knicks, and good luck to our USA team for soccer, football, and yeah, it's going to be amazing. So we talked about a lot to do with space industry. We've talked about a little bit of the movies industry, the movies that are coming up. I'm going to be watching the Disclosure Day. I'm going to be picking out what day that is, that I'm going to be watching that, and then I'll bring my firm opinion to the show on Monday. And throughout the weekend, a lot of that's on the website is going to be unraveling, and I'll probably put out a devlog to kind of explain all of that whenever I get it unraveled, whenever I actually publish the new version of the website that's got all of the what's currently locked. That's going to open all that up. I just got to secure a few pathways, user experience, and test them out before I do that. I just got to find some time for that today. The trip down to Long Beach and back should kind of help out with that, but we'll see. But yeah, without further ado, thank you so much for coming and joining me today. It being Friday, I hope you guys have a wonderful and amazing weekend. There's 2 individuals out there that I'd like to say thank you so much for being amazing people in the world, and I love you, and I think about you guys all the time. All the time. Not one moment goes without me thinking about you guys. For the rest of you guys, I love you guys too. You guys are amazing. Coming here and being able to spend some time with me. Keep coming back. Tell people. Bring more people. You know, drag them by the collar if you have to. Sit them down in front of them and glue their face to the screen. Whatever you have to do. Bring the horse to the water. It'll be amazing to kind of build this and have more people here to be able to communicate with and talk with during the show. It's supposed to be part of the experience, is being able to talk directly to you guys whenever content comes up. That's kind of why I'm burning through all of this content so quickly, is because we're kind of supposed to stop between each one of these topics and get your guys' opinion over this stuff. So bring more people, and I'm sure that will happen. But you know, even if it's not, I'll have some contingencies here and there to kind of bring some information to you guys, and I guess I can talk about personal stuff that I'm dealing with and enjoying, and creating a video game and I'll end it on this one. A little sneak peek. I am currently in. Well, I have a few issues, the comic book issues of the first season of the comic book that I'm trying to make, and it's of a specific character that appears in both the novel and in the video game, the single player cooperative game that we'll be making. And this character is, I think you guys will all like him. Or like this character. And the kind of people that this character definitely hangs out with, and some of the comedy that goes along with it. I think you all will definitely enjoy reading this comic book. I'm trying to get enough issues available where at least the top 3 issues, the first 3 issues, will be available for purchase at a convention that we get to, the first convention that we go to, that would be advertising our video game. So there is that, and it's been an exciting it's been an exciting ride, building that and consuming that kind of media and learning about how to build that out. I've never made comics before. I've learned how to do it. I've learned how to do like storyboarding. I've learned how to do when I went for animation in college. I learned how to kind of do some of this stuff, and so I'm kind of trying to take some of my skills that I do have and put it out for you guys here. I will say that we may do a digital tease of a few pages from that series of comics. So keep an eye out. That's another reason why you want to have that member profile on our website, is to kind of be there. I mean, it's free. You're not having to pay anything yet. I mean, it's going to be always free, but I will have, like, eventually we'll do merch and stuff like that, like little keychains, mugs, and all that kind of good stuff that you get to kind of experience. But we need a little bit more substance, right? We need a game being built, and we need the actual comic book in your guys' hands before we start actually putting merchandise behind it. I mean, yeah, we have this show and we have Gaming with Expo, but that'll have its own merchandise completely separate from the Outer Exodus project. And so all of those spaces will, be where it is. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and stop yapping my gums. If you made it to the end of the movie, see, I'm already at the disclosure day. If you made it to the end of the show, thank you so much. Make sure you hit like and subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications whenever we go live. But you don't really need that because we go live every Monday and Friday at 6 a.m. and we try to push it all the way to 9 a.m. every morning on Monday and Friday. But starting at 6 a.m. on the Pacific Coast, on the East Coast, it'll be 9 a.m. and we go all the way to noon for you guys there. So, and then all around the world, because we just had somebody from the Philippines. Thank you so much from the Philippines for coming by, and happy Independence Day for you as well. Actually, is it still Independence Day for you? It might actually. You got 7 more minutes of your Independence Day. I hope you get to continue to enjoy that. If you're still watching, you're probably not. You're probably tuckered out and curled up in your own bed. But thank you for stopping by. But hey, that's what this is about. Come here. We invite everybody to come here and enjoy almost 3 hours. I'm trying to push it. I'm trying to push it to 3 hours. We got 5 minutes left. But I think I'm gonna have those 5 minutes with just the call to action and give my voice a break and go ahead and start getting ready to go to the train. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great and wonderful weekend. It's been amazing having you guys here this week. Come and see us tomorrow at Gaming with Exo, where we get to explore more of the Starseeker game, and we may even push a little bit of the Star Miner. We've got some objectives to still go on there. We did earlier in the week play Jurassic World Evolution 3, and we did a save file. So if you guys are interested in that, come and let me know. And maybe next Wednesday we'll do another episode with that. But without further ado, I'm Exo or Xyler Ona, and I hope you guys have a great one. Talk to you soon. Peace.